Hello, namaskar and a very warm welcome to all the viewers in Express News with me Deepika, and in the next half an hour we will take you across 100 top international updates in just 30 minutes. So let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses election rally in Karimganj district of Assam, says development and connectivity are the only issues BJP is focusing on. Also attacks Congress for forming opportunistic alliances. PM Modi says BJP government is swiftly taking Assam on the path of development, says new roads, flyovers and bridges are being built. Also says Congress corrupt and vote bank based governments made Assam one of the most disconnected states in India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses massive rally in Purulia in West Bengal, slams Mamata Banerjee-led TMC of playing politics of appeasement, says BJP has only one slogan of development, education, health and employment. Prime Minister says BJP focus on providing direct benefit transfer to people while TMC stands for Transfer My Commission. Also says TMC government did nothing but left Purulia with water stress. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee holds election rally in West Midnapore, says her government has given thousands of crores after Amphan cyclone. Actor Arun Govil joins BJP in Delhi. He is best known for playing Lord Ram in Ramayan TV series. Actor joins BJP ranks just ahead of the scheduled assembly in 4 states. Bharatiya Janata Party releases a list of candidates for the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th phases of West Bengal elections 2021. List includes names of 148 candidates. Announcement of names of rest 12 candidates remains pending. BJP leader Khushbu Sundar files nomination from Thousand Lights Assembly constituency in Tamil Nadu. Former spokesperson of Congress, Khushbu joined the Bharatiya Janata Party in October 2020. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister K. Palaniswamy campaigns in Vedaranyam, Nagapattinam district ahead of assembly elections, emphasizes that his party's commitment to the cause of farmers in the state. Tamil Nadu BJP President L. Murugan files his nomination from the Dharampur reserved constituency in Tirupur. The party claims the deposit of amount ₹5,000 submitted with the nomination papers was collected from the public. Rajya Sabha passes Insurance Amendment Bill. Bill tabled by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman seeks to amend the Insurance Act to pave way for 74% FDI in the sector. In Rajya Sabha, Union IT and Communications Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad speaks on guidelines for social media, says there are 140 crore users of social media in India. Ravi Shankar Prasad says guidelines are very clear for social media. It will have to remove objectionable or obscene content within 36 hours of complaint. Adds that government welcomes criticism, dissent on social media. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari announces vehicle scrappage policy in Lok Sabha, stating it to be a win-win policy for scrapping old vehicles. The Transport Minister says recycling will reduce cost of components for automobile industry. Gadkari says in the coming times there will be 100% made in India lithium battery within a year. Also assures that within 1 year all physical toll booths in the country will be removed. Number of FASTag users in the country crosses 3 crore landmark. This was announced by FASTag official through Twitter. Madras High Court dismisses petition challenging rules to facilitate postal ballots for absentee voters, including senior citizens above 80 years, persons with disabilities, COVID-19 affected, suspected, and persons employed in essential services. CRPF eliminates 37 Naxals and apprehends over 700 Naxals in the past year. CRPF DGP Kuldeep Singh tells this on 82nd Raising Day press briefing of the parliamentary force. Minister of State for Labour and Development Santosh Kumar Gangwar releases compendium on Consumer Price Index in an event in New Delhi. Says the compendium is also being released in its digital form and this will boost up its reach. Book includes history of indices dating back to 8 decades. In Uttarakhand, Indian Army troops and Uzbekistan Army troops participate in a joint exercise in Rani Khet, exercise to help Uzbekistan enhance its counter-terrorism capabilities as the Central Asian country is facing a growing ISIS threat. Domestic equity markets ended deep in red once again. Sensex closed at 49,216, giving up all intraday gains and coming down from the high of 50,296. Nifty closed 1.11% lower at 14,557. Gold prices in Indian markets jumped today after the US Federal Reserve maintained its easy monetary policy stance on MCX. Gold futures rose 0.8% to rupees 45,189 per 10 gram. In the previous session, gold had ended flat. Meanwhile, silver rate surged by 1.2% to rupees 68,021 per kilogram, while silver rose by 5.5%. The rupee appreciated by 9 paise to 72.46 against the US dollar in opening trade on Thursday, supported by positive domestic equity markets and easing crude prices. Oil prices dropped for a fifth day on Thursday after official data showed a sustained rise in the US crude and fuel inventories. Brent crude was down 12 cents at $67.88 a barrel after dropping by 0.6% on Wednesday. US oil was also down 12 cents at $64.48 a barrel. The Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority on Wednesday signed MOUs with National Small Corporation Limited for ensuring cooperation in range of areas focusing on harnessing exports potential of agricultural and processed food products manufactured by micro, small and medium enterprises. With a view to boost technical textile sector in the country, the government has approved the proposal for creation of National Technical Textiles Mission for a period of 4 years with an outlay of rupees 1480 crores. Countering misinformation on government policies for schemes, the PIB has informed that emails allegedly from the governor of RBI claiming the recipient has won monetary compensation and asking for personal details to redeem the prices are fake. The Federal Reserve on Wednesday projected a rapid jump in US economic growth and inflation this year as the COVID-19 crisis winds down and repeated its pledge to keep its target interest rate zero for years to come. The US Central Bank now sees the economy growing by 6.5% this year. Wall Street ended higher on Wednesday after the Fed predicted a fast economic recovery from the coronavirus pandemic. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.58% to end at 33,015.37 points, while the S&P 500 gained by 0.29% to 3,974.12. Over 23 crore COVID tests conducted across the country so far, 10.63 lakh COVID tests conducted yesterday. With over 1.10 crore recoveries so far, national recovery rate currently stands at 96.41%, 17,741 recoveries registered in the last 24 hours. India first approached total vaccination coverage of 4 crore with over 20 lakh vaccine doses given in the last 24 hours. Total 3.71 crore doses administered so far. 5 states of Maharashtra, Punjab, Karnataka, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu continue to report a surge in the COVID new daily cases. At 79.54% of the new cases are from these 5 states. Delhi police issues around 5.62 lakh challans till now for violations of COVID-19 guidelines, including over 5.20 lakhs for not wearing masks. Delhi police PRO says over 500 challans issued yesterday. Following Ghaziabad, Gautam Budh Nagar Police imposes Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure till April 30th as a precautionary measure in wake of rising COVID-19 cases. Prohibitory order in Noida imposed till April 30th and in Ghaziabad imposed till May 10th. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan to hold virtual meeting with collectors and commissioners today evening. Stricter decisions to be taken if need be. Decision on reopening schools from April 1st to be discussed too. In Gujarat, all gardens and parks in Ahmedabad closes for the public from today till further orders due to COVID-19 cases. Kankaria Lake and Zoo also got closed. Currently, there are 5,310 active cases in Gujarat. In Jharkhand, mask checking campaign begins from today. Health Department issues instruction to all district officials to ensure effective implementation of campaign and fine the offenders. Karnataka Health Minister says all individual institutions that are being supplied coronavirus vaccines in the state will be held for accountable for the wastage. Also says they will be required to submit daily reports. Kerala is reporting consistently declining trend over last 1 month. India's cumulative recovery stand at 1,10,63,025 today. The national recovery rate stands at 96.41%. 17,741 recoveries were registered in the last 24 hours. 172 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. The case fatality rate remains below 1.5% and is continuously declining. 5 states account for 84.88% of the new deaths. Maharashtra saw the maximum casualties, totaling to 84. Punjab follows with 35 daily deaths and Kerala reported 13 deaths in the last 24 hours. The current global caseload stands over 12 crore 18 lakh 23,000, while more than 26 lakh 93,000 people have died of the virus. As many as 9 crore 82 lakh 8,000 people have recovered so far. The United States continues to report maximum number of COVID-19 cases. So far, 3 crore 2 lakh 94,000 people have tested positive. The deadly virus has claimed over 5 lakh 50,000 lives in the US. Brazil has registered a record 90,303 new cases of COVID-19 in a single day. The country has so far reported over 1 crore 17 lakh cases and more than 2 lakh 85,000 deaths. The French government will impose tougher restrictions for some regions, including Paris, from this weekend to counter the accelerating spread of COVID-19 infections. Poland on Wednesday introduced nationwide COVID-19 restrictions as the daily tally of new coronavirus cases reached the highest level this year. Chile is seeing an alarming increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations in middle-aged adults, prompting the country's public health authorities to express concern that their highly successful mass COVID-19 vaccination program may have inadvertently encouraged adults to become complacent regarding prevention measures and take increased risk. Tanzanian President John Magufuli passed away yesterday at a hospital in Dar es Salaam. Speaking on state television, Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan said he died from the heart disease that had plagued him for a decade. The alleged gunman who killed 8 people at 3 spas in Atlanta, Georgia, has been charged with murder as police begin to identify victims. The suspect faces multiple counts of murder as well as aggravated assault. The attack comes amid a sharp uptick in crimes against Asian Americans. US President Joseph Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris condemned the Atlanta shooting and expressed concerns about any violence against Asian Americans. Biden said brutality against Asian Americans is very troubling. US Vice President Kamala Harris called Tuesday's deadly shootings in Atlanta a tragic reminder that it was critical to always speak out about violence and express solidarity with Asian Americans who have experienced a rise in hate crimes. Protesters on motorcycles rode in southern Dawai district on Wednesday to demand an end of the military coup and restoration of democracy. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy is on trial over accusation of illegal campaign financing. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte claimed an overwhelming victory in elections on Wednesday, vowing to use his 4th term in office to rebuild the country after the coronavirus pandemic. A top North Korean diplomat, Ko Son-hui, has confirmed that the United States had recently tried to initiate contact. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba has criticized a report into the downing of a Ukrainian passenger plane last year as a cynical attempt by the Iranian authorities to hide the true reason behind the crash. Iran's civil aviation body has blamed an error by an air defense operator in a final report on the cause of a Ukrainian passenger plane crash in January 2020 that killed all 176 people aboard. Young Mauritian marine scientist and activist Shama Sanduya puts on her flippers as she prepares for the first underwater climate strike in a remote stretch of the western Indian Ocean. She wants to draw attention to the danger of global warming and rising seas. Shama Sanduya dived into the water at the Sayademala Bank, which is home to the world's largest seagrass meadow. The seagrass meadow has become a priority for conservation because of its key role in absorbing climate-warming carbon dioxide. After a gap of 1 year, Walt Disney Company's 2 theme parks in California will reopen on April 30th to a limited number of guests. Attendance will initially be capped around 15% of capacity. Advance reservations and a valid ticket will be required for the entry. All the guests visiting Disneyland theme parks will have to wear masks, maintain social distancing and adhere to safety measures. Former Red Bull ex-fighters champions and 5-time game medalist Matt Ribot has taken to slopes of Lac in Switzerland on an electric-powered FMX bike in a spectacular display of stunt riding. 2 Polish skydivers have taken to the skies over mountains of Slovenia Kostancinska, performing their own unique spin on a skateboarding classic to create an incredible aerial competition called Game of AIR. The skies above the Israeli town of Hadra were buzzing with delivery drones as authorities tested a central control room for safety coordinating the flights of small pilotless aircrafts. The control room staff sent alerts and rerouting instructions to their operators electronically. Breathtaking footage of eruption of Kloshovskaya Sopka cyclone volcano on the Russian Kamchatka Peninsula was caught on camera by extreme travelers. The video shows red rivers of lava floating down the mountain and volcano bomb explosions. Europe's largest onshore wind project in mountainous terrain on the west coast of Norway is complete. The Fosen wind development includes 6 wind farms and will supply up to 3.6 terawatt-hours annually to support all the industrial consumption in the region. Dressed in ceremonial white robes, Mandaean men and women stood barefoot in the muddy water, dipping their bodies in and out of the Tigris as they celebrated the annual festival of Pranaya. An elderly couple in India's Uttar Pradesh is making a gigantic lock weighing over 300 kilograms to promote the trade and their work. The width of the lock is 2 feet and 9.5 inches, while the length is 6 feet and 2 inches. A video of a grizzly bear taking stroll in the snow at a Milwaukee County-based zoo is going viral in the US. The 19-year-old bear is seen walking around the enclosure, exploring snow-covered surroundings after waking up from hibernation on 26 February. A Thailand university has trained dogs to sniff out coronavirus with a high success rate. The researchers hope it would become an alternative method to effectively detect patients and those that are asymptomatic. German police saved 101 puppies being trafficked from Hungary as they passed through a motorway check. The puppies were being taken to Belgium to be sold in pet shops there. Canso is offering an online tourism portal and a mobile application to provide visitors accurate and detailed information about local attractions, accommodations and eateries. It offers 360-degree virtual tours and directions on the interactive map. England win the toss and chose to bowl first against India at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. England is currently leading the 5-match series by 2-1. In BSF, BJP Maitri football match at Tripura, both sides emerged winners as the match remained a draw. Solo cyclist Sanjay Bahadur, who paddled 1,000 km across Assam, was today felicitated at Guwahati in the closing ceremony of Hazar Bar Dekho Northeast Dekho, a solo cycling tribute to Northeast and to create awareness on Fit India movement. In All England Badminton Championship, PV Sindhu will take on Line Kristoffersen of Denmark. Lakshya Sen knocks out World Championship medalist Kentafen Mangcharon by 21-18 and 21-12 in opening round of All England Championships. Lakshya to face Thomas Roxel of France. Injury forces Saina Nehwal to withdraw from her first round match of All England Championship against 7th seed Mia Bishfeld while she was trailing by 8-21 and 4-10. HS Pranoy loses to world number 1 Kento Momota in pre-quarter final of All England Championships. Avinash Sable sets new national record in men's 3000 meter, clocking 8 minutes 20.20 at Federation Cup in Patiala. Neeraj Chopra bettered his own meet record by almost 2 meters with the best throw but fell short of a new national mark. Shot putter Tejinder Pal Singh too could only manage a best throw of 20.58 meter, good enough to win, but away off the qualifying mark of 21.10 meter. Nikhat Zareen stunned reigning world champion Palti Siva Ekaterina to storm into quarterfinals in the 51 kg weight category of Bosphorus boxing tournament in Istanbul, Turkey. Chelsea are through to the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals for the first time since 2013 and 14 after a 2-0 home win against Atletico, securing a 3-0 aggregate triumph. Robert Lewandowski was one of the score sheet again as Bayern Munich cruised into the quarterfinals of the Champions League with a win over Lazio. Hiroshi Sasaki, the head creative director for the opening and closing ceremonies at this year's Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics, has stepped down after making a derogatory comment about a woman. President of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics Organizing Committee, Seiko Hashimoto, said she was shocked by derogatory comments made by its creative head about a female Japanese entertainer. Akshay Kumar, Jacqueline Fernandez and Nusrat Bharucha today flew to Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh to begin shooting for Ram Setu. Actor-comedian Veer Das has announced his latest collaboration with director Judah Apatow for a comedy film titled The Bubble. The film is about a group of actors stuck inside a pandemic bubble at a hotel, attempting to complete a studio franchisee film. The first picture of Amrita Rao's son Veer was shared today by the Bollywood actress husband on social media. The couple welcomed Veer in November last year. Hollywood actor Johnny Depp will today seek permission to appeal against his defeat in a London libel case last year over a tabloid article which labelled him a wife-beater. The hearing will be live-streamed on the Court of Appeal's YouTube channel. Zack Snyder has released his cut of Justice League on Thursday, bringing the director's original vision for the DC superheroes. The expanded flick comes over 3 years after Joss Whedon's theatrical cut disappointed fans. Emmy, Grammy and Tony Award-winning actress Cynthia Erivo transforms into the Queen of Soul in a new TV series about American songstress Aretha Franklin, who died in 2018. National Geographic's Genius Aretha follows the late singer's rise to stardom and her personal life. Priyanka Chopra shuts down an Australian journalist who in a tweet questioned the actress and her husband Nick Jonas' qualifications as worthy announcers of nominations for the Oscars this year. Priyanka shared a screen recording of a filmography of over 60 movies on IMDb. James Levine, one of the world's most acclaimed conductors who served as music director for the Metropolitan Opera in New York for 4 decades, died at the age of 77. His personal physician said that Levine died on 9th March of natural causes. Britney Spears fans held a rally in Los Angeles to show their support for the singer. Britney's lawyers will again ask a Los Angeles court to make official the replacement of her father as her conservator. The 39-year-old singer last year made clear that she no longer wants her father involved in her affairs. Universal Studios Japan on Thursday opened its $550 million pandemic-delayed Mario-themed attraction in a major leap forward in games maker Nintendo Company Limited's effort to expand beyond the virtual world. The opening was delayed repeatedly due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's it in this edition of Express News. We will be back with more and fresh updates. But on the other sides, more international and national updates carry on. So stay tuned with TD India.